blessings to you, all of you today. Welcome to Zeta Global Radio. I'm so thrilled to have you here and to share this wonderful, wonderful special guest we have here today, sharing her incredible story, because there are people who are, let's just say, blessed to have experienced what it's like on the other side, possibly to experience one near-death experience. But Noreen Bill, who's here today, has experienced 7. And it was so powerful when we were talking, because we really got to share a little bit more about having these deep, grand experiences, what it's like to live with that knowledge and that wisdom. So we're going to be talking all about that today. So it is my absolute honor to invite all of you to welcome Noreen Bill, who's a 4th-generation psychic, to our show. She's here in Southwest Florida, down in Naples. She's also the founder of Spirits Row, a wonderful, wonderful psychic fair. I've had the opportunity myself to read there with my intuitive wisdom readings, and it's just a phenomenal experience. So all around, let's give it up for Noreen Bill. I'm so glad you're here, Noreen. Welcome to Zeta Global Radio.
Well, thank you very much, lady, and I'm very honored to do this.
Well, we had you on, I think, last year when we were doing the last Spirits Row, so we were running commercials, and I've known for a while the woman behind this wonderful fair. We need to talk about that, but there's so much about you as I've got the opportunity to get to know you better. So when we started talking about some of the experiences you've had in your life, I said, well, that's a conversation to have on air. So here we are. And in your own words, maybe just give them a little bit of a background of who you are. And of course, we're going to be talking about the near-death experiences and what we've learned from that, or you have gleaned and shared with others. But maybe just a little bit of the background. Did you grow up in this? Of course, you said 4th generation, but tell us a little bit more about you, and then we'll get into some of those wonderful experiences and how they've made an impact on your life.
Well, when I was 5 years old, I said to my mother, I know I'm not from here. And she said, well, sit down, we need to talk. So she started to explain what it's like and the things that I might be seeing and hearing and experiencing, and that made it much easier. So I grew up in a spiritual home. Both my parents were that way, so I was very fortunate in that respect. Yeah. And I've just had so many different experiences. It's just been unbelievable, the things that I've seen and the things that I've experienced.
Were they intuitives, like as a profession, or they were already just intuitive and psychic, but it wasn't like their day job or anything like that?
No, that was not their day job. They just were who they were, and that's how I grew up, and that was just accepted. I mean, a lot of my family was that way. My sister and I played cards, but we didn't play cards like other people. She'd hold them up, and I'd tell her what she was holding, and I would hold them up, and she could tell me what I was holding in my hand, and that was just how things were. And when I did get older and found out that there were a lot of people that were not that way, it became a little difficult, to say the least. Yeah. But it did teach me to rise above, and that was the biggest thing that I've learned from all of this, is to rise above and found out who I really am.
For sure. Did your family or your parents ever introduce you to other children that were like you?
Yes. My some of my cousins. Sometimes we would make games out of things and talk to spirits, talk to energies that other people couldn't see. So everybody must have thought we were really cuckoo. But there was just always that energy connection. And to us, everything was living. Everything had a life. And there was just so much more to it.
Were you able to see beyond the veil, or were you able to see beyond what we see normally? I mean, some people are very visual. They see people who've crossed over. I'm just curious to see sort of those gifts that you learned from an early age on.
Yes, we saw. We would see. I would see people going. I did out-of-body experiences where my body was there and I was out somewhere else. looking at something. I love flying through the stars. That's quite an experience.
Wow.
And so we were able to do so many things, and it just was fun to do when you were a kid,
Yeah.
you know. Way better than jump rope.
I think I grew up in the same household, I have to admit. So I grew up I was also fourth generation. We share that in common. And I grew up with my mom. We had a little spiritual bookstore called Dhammapada, and everybody there did readings, and my mom either was always hanging around there. So I kind of grew up, like, even as a child, like you, kind of hanging around people who did these things, and that was my normal. And obviously hasn't changed, and here we are. So tell us about, maybe, can you remember back your first near-death experiences? Because you've had more than the most in people I've talked to before. Is there one in particular you can remember as far back as the first one?
The first one that I remember, and my mother said there was one before this, but was when I went into kindergarten. And I can remember being in the hospital, and there were so many children sick. I was in a crib in the hallway. My parents were standing at my bedside. They were both crying, and I was crying because I was so sick. And then all of a sudden, I was above. I mean, just like rocket fire, I was above. I was looking down, and at 5 years old, you're wondering, what are your parents crying about? And the doctor was standing there, and he was shaking his head, and so I went back to see why my parents were crying. And so I re-entered my body, so to speak, and my parents were just like, you know, so then they said, well, you know, it just must have been a momentary something or other. I don't know how they explained it. I was only 5, but that was the first one that I remember. And
Wow.
I've had tremendous experiences since that time where, and the thing is, you don't have to be sick to cross over. You don't have to be. I've learned that you can go at will and come back, which is really not in your death experience because you leave energy in the body. But the experience that struck me the most was having surgery in the hospital, and as soon as they put me down, I flatlined. And I was gone for a long time. They had me wheeled off in the corner, had a sheet over me, and when I sat up, everybody in the room was shocked, and one nurse passed out, and the doctor just stood there. They just stood there motionless. And I said to them, you know, it's really cold in here. What the heck is going on? And so they told me that I flatlined as soon as they put me down, and I just came back. But the experience that I had on the other side, I saw so much. I learned so much. And
how old were you?
It took me all over. I went with my guides. I met my guides, and they took me all over, and I saw all the things that go on. When you first go over, you get to rest for a little while. And when my parents went over, they had a 3-story beach house, which is something they always wanted. And that's how they rested for a little while. And they had a party every day. So it was just amazing. I sat in a garden, and the experiences that I had previous to this led up to that experience. There were 4 white angels that came to get me, and they took me by the hands and feet, and I just was there. And it literally changed my whole life because I was raised in an Irish Catholic home. When I was 18, I had to be in by dark. My mother was. And that just made me realize that we are so much more than flesh and bone, and it was an awakening. It made me realize, and the feeling, there are no words. I asked God, you know, take a poet next time. Maybe he can write better about it or talk better about it. But there are no words to describe. There are so many things on the other side that no one, not even the smartest person on this planet, would ever even dream of or understand. And so while I have a wonderful life with 5 kids and 14 grandkids and a great business and a wonderful husband, I can't wait to go home.
Oh my goodness. This last story that you're sharing, how old were you?
I think I was probably in my late 20s.
Wow.
Yeah, the doctors had said that I would be in a wheelchair and I would never walk. And when I made up my mind that wasn't going to happen, I did get my black belt in Taekwondo when I was 51.
Wow. Oh my goodness, Noreen. You're full of surprises.
Yeah, I just had too much to do, and I knew it, and I wanted to stay. I wanted to stay here and spread that message. And I really feel like that's why I was shown. You know, a lot of people go through life in blind faith, and I was shown for a reason, and that is to spread the message that there is something beyond words at the end of the rainbow. There is something for everyone.
Well, if that message that you're sharing could be shared even louder, it certainly would take so much fear and so much worry and so much concern away from people who are gripped in it. As we know in the work that we do, we see a lot of people probably come to us who are gripped in those fears for our readings. And so that's probably an amazing message that everyone should be hearing. I'm glad you're sharing it here, that there is nothing to fear in death, is what you're saying.
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I mean, there's nothing to be afraid of. I'm excited every day of my life. Every day. And those 4 white angels that came, I can still see them out of the corner of my eye. Because on the other side, we're only here for a second. The blink of an eye is how long we stay on earth compared to the other side. Because there is no fear, there is no anger, there's no time, there's no space. I mean, it's just something beyond words.
So there's no beginning and there's no end, correct? It just is?
Exactly. It just is. And things are the way they are. And those small words like, letting go and accepting things for what they are make big changes in people's lives when that can happen. Because we've all had tremendous experiences on earth in human form. We've all been through a lot of traumatic and dramatic experiences. It is soul growth. And God gave us the vehicle to do that with, and that's the body, which should be honored and taken care of so you can get through these experiences. And there's not a certain time or day or way you're going to go. That's the free will part that God gave us. That how we get there, what we do, is going to be up to us. But once you enter the window, and I haven't gotten to the window yet, but once you enter the window of time in which it is time to go home, how you go is totally up to you. What you do, what happens, is totally up to you.
Beautiful. Noreen, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, let's continue with that really wonderful message. Many messages, and I think you've, in just a short amount of time, I think have really opened up people's minds. You certainly have mine. So everyone, please listen to our wonderful advertisers here on ZGR. We'll be back in a moment. Zeta Global Radio is a proud sponsor of the Holistic Chamber of Commerce of Southwest Florida's monthly community education outreach series. Join an esteemed member-based panel on a variety of topics, including February's upcoming Health and Fitness panel at the Center for Spiritual Living in Cape Coral and at the Unity Church of Bonita Springs. Learn from our 4 panelists 4 different perspectives and possibilities for living stronger and staying limber and healthier much longer. Only $5 to attend. Learn from these experts on how you can be a better you, mind, body, and soul. For more information, please visit any of the Facebook pages, which are HCC Cape Coral, HCC Fort Myers, or HCC Naples for event information. We look forward to seeing you there. Additionally sponsored by Natural Awakenings Magazine and Muscle Tuners International. Holistic Radiance Day Spa, formerly Trice Massage Therapy and Skincare, welcomes you to their new location in the heart of downtown Cape Coral, Florida. Specializing in massage therapy, including deep tissue, Swedish, trigger point, and lymphatic drainage, to facials of all kinds, incorporating avant-garde technologies for every skin type. All of their skin and nail care products and services are natural and support the optimum in self-care wellness. Be part of their special Holistic Radiance Day Spa membership club, filled with special offers, discounts, and member-only services. Right now, ZGR listeners has a special offer for you. Enjoy a buy 1 month, get the next one free by visiting their website at holisticradiancefl.com or their Facebook page at Holistic Radiance Day Spa. It's time to be conscious and caring about your own personal wellness. Visit Holistic Radiance Day Spa today for a pampered treatment and to truly become the radiant being your body has been waiting for. Ready to see what's in the cards for you? It's a new year and new goals are being set. Yet what is the roadmap to get them met, realized, and brought to fruition? Hi, it's Lainey Savante Wolkin here, and when I'm not hosting ZGR, I'm working with clients worldwide to bring better harmony, clarity, and purpose. I show you a mirror of what your soul already knows but is waiting to bring forward for healing, transformation, and truly a jump on the next phase of your life. I'm a certified 5th tarot reader, certified theta healer, and I come from a very long lineage of intuitives in my family. My new readers and healing studio is located in downtown Cape Coral, Florida, yet I work with people worldwide doing phone and online Zoom readings. Wherever you are, I could support you. When you are called to the cards, let me support you further with a very insightful look at what fabulous events life has in store for you. After all, the cards don't lie, so let's see what magic is waiting for you. To book a session today, please visit my Intuitive Wisdom Facebook page for more info. Intuitive is spelled I-N, the number 2, U-I-T-I-V-E, the word wisdom. Intuitive Wisdom on Facebook. Thanks so much. I look forward to reading for you soon. So I was thinking off air about what I'm feeling from what you've shared already, and we haven't, I'm sure, and you're going to probably have more near-death experiences or out-of-body experiences, but the word is freedom, and it feels like a lightness in me that things don't have to be as serious or things don't have to be as gloom and doom when you see people in transition, because there's a whole nother world many of us don't see. And you mentioned something very important, Noreen, about blind faith, because what the majority of us are in blind faith, except we do see the miracles, we do see the signs, we do see the signals, we do see that there are representations, but to actually go where you've gone is a whole nother level.
It certainly is. It certainly is. I don't even really know what to say about, the things I saw and felt, but that's really what it is about, is what you feel and living in the present. That was the biggest thing, and opening up to the connection, to the divine, is about living in the now. And
yes,
where some of our experiences and where we are today is a result of our past. Tomorrow hasn't happened, and you can't make the past better. You can learn from it, but you can't make it better. So living right now in this moment will open up those channels for you, and just knowing that you're never alone, that there's always your guides are around you, passed over loved ones are around you, and I've talked to them all through readings, but they're there, and they never really leave us. And something else I learned through the death of my 2 sisters, both dying from cancer, that we're standing at their bedsides feeling powerless, like there's nothing we can do. But most of the time, if it's a lot of pain or a lot of whatever, you don't have to stay. there's enough energy in the body to let the body die naturally. That's honoring the carrier. I found out that's honoring the carrier. And they're already gone. And I was privileged to see both of my sisters go.
Wow.
And I saw their energies rise and take off. And it just opened up all of that. It opened up to who I truly am. The first time I said to the people in my church, where we do have the psychic fairs, that I live above my body, they all walked about 20 feet around me for about 6 months. So they started to realize that there are things that are just way beyond our comprehension. And so hence comes the blind faith. We just go with the flow and trust in the universe, and you can't go wrong with that.
Well, of course not. Have you had different experiences when you've had your near-death experiences, or have they all been a similar exchange, or a similar what you've seen, what you felt, what you saw? I mean, has it been consistent?
Yeah, they progressed each time. One time I went through a tunnel, and one time, and this was before Shirley MacLaine's book came out, I was floating above the earth and had a silver cord attached to me, and I didn't really know what that was. I was just up there looking at the earth, and all of a sudden, zap, I was back in my body. One night I just laid down and went to sleep and woke up on the other side. And then I said, nope, I have to go back. There's too many people depending upon me. We had young children, too many people depending upon me. So I went back. And one time I was very ill, and I got to the front door, and the light coming through the front door, and I could look back and see my body in bed. And I had my hand on the handle, and the light was just incredible coming through the door, and this overwhelming feeling of peace and just love, overwhelming. And I looked back, and I saw my family crying. I thought, well, I can't go. Can't leave them. So I went back. And according to the psychics I talked to, because you can't read your own stuff.
No, we can't. I've tried, but it doesn't really work.
I still have about a third of my life left, a little bit less, that there's a lot of things that I need to do. And kids are my number one, helping kids is my number one thing. Because they're little, they don't realize a lot of things. And so helping them to make their life a little bit easier is very important to me, because as a child it was very rough for me growing up. And so I want to help kids in any way that I can.
Well, that's actually the perfect segue to transition the beautiful work that you do with Spirits Row Psychic Fair, because there's one coming up later this month. So let's talk about that. And of course, it is a fundraiser for children. So let's give people another great insight. And if you are in the Southwest Florida area, this is definitely an event to attend. So yeah, let's share more about that, Noreen.
Okay, it's February 23rd from 10 to 5. And it is, and it's, I'm just in the background, really. It's all the people that come to the fair that I am so blessed, and anybody who comes in is so blessed to have them there. The energy is over the top, and these people are just the best at what they do. And when I first started to do this, I got the idea at my church, because Unity of Bonita and any Unity church is a spiritual teaching institute, and so they openly talk about reincarnation and spirits and all these things that are really happening and really true. And So the first fair, I had no idea what I was doing, so I just handed it over to the universe and said, please send me the people that belong here. And all these wonderful people showed up. They worked really hard. They helped me through this, how to put it together, what to do with it. And pretty much we've got staple people, and we rotate some other people in and out. And the energy that comes from it when you walk through the door, I mean, it just is like all over you like a blanket. It's such good energy. At one of the fairs, a woman brought her iPad, and she was taking a video of the fair, and she came up to us, and she showed us all the orbs that were flying all over. And, I mean, there was a ton of them flying all over the ceiling during the fair.
That's incredible.
Yes, it was. It really was. I mean, and that opened up the door even more for a lot of people. And so we have readers, we have life path and people, Melissa, life path people and healing energy, angel mediums, auras, beautiful stuff, mystical moon, and we have a new vendor who makes just spiritual. You could just feel the energy coming from the spiritual jewelry and statues and fairy houses that she makes. We have a paranormal investigator who has done this for about 8 years, and he's very, very powerful. He does angel readings as well as pendulum. And we have you, Miss Laney. We're so fortunate to have you.
Blessings. I really enjoyed myself. I'll be there again with my elemental readings. Yep.
Yes. We have elemental readers, yes. And this time I do believe we're going to have an astrologer, which was something I was looking for. And the universe sent it. So really it was a matter of me just getting out of the way and letting the universe take over. And all of these people just showed up. People just started calling me. So it just is a wonderful event. And all the money goes into the community fund in the church, and it is spent on the Bonita Middle School and elementary school. And we bought them backpacks and earbuds and shirts and pants and all kinds of stuff. And recently, we started helping a school in India, not too far from Delhi, I think it's called. I'm just getting new into this. And without the support of $100 a month, the school would close. Now, friends of mine have been supporting the school for a long time, and the kids that have gone to school, they have gone on to college and have learned to speak English, and it's because of their support. $100 a month pays for the school, the teachers, the school supplies. So they're very poor. So we were really thrilled to be able to do that. So, and also I wanted to mention we have a raffle, and an anonymous donor has donated a surprise gift bag, a mystery gift bag, she said, and that will be drawn at the end of the fair at 5 o'clock. And it has no less than 13 items and is valued at over $150, she said. So we appreciate that. But she wants to remain anonymous.
How could people learn more about it if they want to attend?
They can call me or I have a Facebook page, Spirits Go Facebook page, and the event is on there. All of the vendors are listed. You can see their pictures, read their bios, and the information about the fair, February 23rd from 10 to 5 at the Unity in Bonita on Imperial Parkway, is all listed on the page, as well as my phone number, so you can call me for any information that you need. It's $5 at the door. The raffle is 3 for $5, and all of the proceeds go to the children. And also all the vendors donate to make the raffle. So not only do they come and spend their time, they also donate to the raffle, and they pay to rent their space to be there. So they believe in the same causes that we're all together helping children.
Blessings. Well, you're not only helping children, you're helping humanity, and I couldn't be more grateful to have you on the show today. And thank you for all your wisdom. Thank you for all you've been through. I always say that Spirit really gives some of us some very big lessons and experiences so we can share the message, and that's clearly evident with you here today. So thank you for all your time and being here on Zeta Global Radio.
Well, thank you very much, and I appreciate it, and I'll see you at the fair.
All right, stay on the line. I just want to say goodbye and thank you to everybody who's listened today. Please share this far and wide with all those. If you know, you care about, you want to give them that inspirational message. We're on Zeta Continuum, and highly encourage you to subscribe so you will be automatically notified. We have some really incredible shows coming up, and actually coming up soon, you'll see on here, Sharon Bruckman, the founder of Natural Awakenings, will be on our show, as well as Camille Leon, founder of Holistic Chamber of Commerce chapters, where we all congregate across the country in Canada. So a lot of good shows coming up for y'all to listen to. Make sure you like our Facebook page, and we will see you next week, or you will hear us next week. Many blessings to all of you. Take care.